Okay. Okay, that should work now.
Because big fight about.
Okay, that should work now.
Because
Okay, yeah, that works. Back to...
Yeah, I know who you are.
There we
I can
go.
smell-
Using a different
That
option.
smell good. No, you
Oh,
stink.
there's a person right there.
Mufasa,
I cannot hear fucking shit right now.
Mufasa, what do you smell like? What do you smell like, Mufasa? Can you describe it?
Oh my god.
Mufasa, do you speak? Guess not. You smell nice. No, describe it. Give it describe it. Give it some words.
What happened while I was gone? It seems to have
I
degenerated.
don't know what's going on. Before we were talking about, and I hear your
Yeah.
And suddenly they're talking about how Mufasa smells.
So,
He was telling me, like, he was telling everyone, like, how he smells. Apparently, he smells really good.
I don't know. I just
Jesus Christ. Okay, so if anybody joined the chat right now, I'm streaming, so just to be noted that this is being recorded. I hope you're okay with that. So if you if you're comfortable with people knowing that you want to smell Mufasa, that's totally legit, and I support you, and I don't judge you at all.
let me make sure everybody. Let me make sure everybody can see my beautiful face as well.
Hey, finally, someone's making me like not that one weirdo that has his camera on.
Yeah.
Wait, when you say you're streaming, is my face on your stream right now?
Now it is.
Now it is.
Yes.
I'm shy. Like, how many people are watching? How can I see the stream?
Well, here's the stream, but this is my first.
Okay.
This is gonna be my first stream, and I'm guessing it's gonna build over time. So there's nobody watching right now, probably. I just posted.
Hello,
it.
nobody watching.
I need to be careful because I can say some really controversial things and get myself in trouble. Like, it's actually like illegal to say so many things.
Oh my god.
3D printers. I'm gonna stop. I did actually inherit a 3D printer recently, though.
Oh nice. What are you gonna do with that 3D printer?
I'm not. You know, I can tell you. I don't think I can. I don't think I can even tell. I don't think I can even tell you what I'm not gonna make with it. Like, saying anything in Minecraft is like, I don't want to get in trouble. I'm probably not gonna use it. I'll probably use it for like mundane stuff.
Dude, are you gonna use it to make Minecraft, Steve?
I'll make Minecraft pickaxes. Let's say that much. Not to use on people. All right.
Okay.
Not to use on people.
Okay.
Wait. I'll probably make a phone case or something. I don't know. What the fuck can you use a 3D printer for? Robots.
Dude.
I'm not a nerd.
Hang on. You should make a nuclear bomb, but not to use on people.
Hey, look. Can you the B word? I don't think I can really say it. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Dude, why are you standing up right now?
Because you're making me uncomfortable. You're making me feel like the fucking police are gonna turn up, like the fucking blue.
Dude, I'm
blue
in
lights
America.
turn up.
Dude,
I know you got what is it? First Amendment? Like we don't have that here.
Oh, it's okay.
I love the government. I love the government. I love democracy.
There you go. You look really
I got no plans.
For show, bro.
I look really tall.
Popo gonna come.
Dude.
Popo gonna come.
Shotgun, I can't speak, man. If I do, you get banned.
Werdelz, how tall are you?
Like 5'6", something like that.
Oh, you look really. Whatever that is you're wearing, you should wear it more often.
Yeah, you don't look like you're short, man.
Yeah, you don't look.
It's a really.
Werdelz looks like he would like make a whole lot of people feel small, like he's a giant in the corner.
I feel like I was talking to a really like a 7'8" guy because you're.
No, this is like a really small. This is like a really small room. Like the no cap, like the door.
Oh, okay.
You can
like the door is like really small. Like, I'm like 5. What am I? 5'5"?
Now I don't believe you.
Anyway, I'm gonna get some water. I'll be back in a
I'm
minute.
like 5'5". Come on.
I think he's lying.
bit of a
And
tiny ass
when
boy.
he approaches you in real life, you actually feel the ground shaking.
I feel like you're 6'7", maybe.
I'm trying to.
Look how big he is.
Hang on. I need to. I'm trying to make this expression that I was told to make for the stream, but I can't find the person that told me to make it because I talked to so many people and now I'm scared. Oh, there we go. I'm not actually scared, by the way.
We're taking a look at Shotgunet's DMs right now.
Yeah, don't look too closely. There's a lot of what is shenanigans going on.
Feet pics.
Yes.
So I did grab my microscope for a reason. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Don't mind me.
Oh my gosh, please. How dare you?
It's time to study this. Okay, I will recite it like I recite pi.
Is that Derek? Is that Derek?
That's
Who's
Gaia.
there?
Oh, it is Derek.
It is.
Damn it, Derek.
It's Master. It's Master Derek to you.
Oh,
Okay.
All right. So, I mean, if anybody that watches this replay from the Facebook group is wondering, this is obviously an INTJ.
Yeah, it's so true, isn't it? The INTJ is so strong. It's like it's so obvious he's an INTJ. It's like you hear like 2 words and you're like, wow. You don't. It's not even the words. It's like the fucking tone.
Yeah.
I can already smell the INTJ superior race.
It comes out so quick.
Well, I mean, it is self-evident. I'm not gonna lie, but seriously, 2 words. That's quite amazing.
No, it's like the tone. It's like you don't need to be saying words. Like you just need to be like talking. I can tell.
I do notice though that I share this thing with INTJs where I'll laugh at my own jokes even though nobody else is laughing.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Slightly awkward, but it's funny.
I think.
Wait a second. What is Shotgunet's type then?
Oh.
I want to know that.
Shotgunet is clearly an ESTJ. Definitely.
Yes.
Clearly. I get the vibes from her, the ESTJ vibes.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't she vibe like Obama?
I feel when you're vibing like Obama.
She's got the big dick energy. She's just gonna whip around and start smacking people with it.
Oh,
I hate that my dorky haircut's gonna be on like a YouTube recording.
Oh, it's okay, dude. Your haircut, I didn't even notice that it was dorky until you said
It's so dorky. Like you see this?
Hang on, let me
see. Dude,
let me look at your dorky
That's
haircut.
Amazing.
What
it's
are
like
you
if I saw a
talking about?
watermelon.
That's
It's
just...
like if I saw a watermelon making love
It's
with
like
a troll doll.
It's like the fucking hair. It was worse when it was slightly shorter. Like when I first got it cut. Like you'd understand what I meant. Like if you saw me like the day I got it cut, it was so bad. I lost so much length for no reason. My senile grandpa looked a fucking terrible hairdresser.
I have a really quick question for you, Wordle.
Yeah, what's up?
Wordle Squirtle. Okay. Do you like making people laugh?
Like kinda.
Kinda. Okay. Well, I think that you do because I mean, just by looking at you, bring laughter to the hearts of everybody that's around you. But is it worth looking like that?
I do stir hearts, but it's like I don't intend to. It just sort of happens. And maybe I'm like negligent as well with doing it. Like I just do it frivolously.
It's okay. I make people laugh without even realizing why, and then I laugh at myself. And I sometimes forget why.
I never laugh at my own jokes though, because they're not funny.
That makes sense.
Werdelz, I think Shotgunet just disproved your phrase.
What's my phrase? My catchphrase?
That your jokes are not funny.
Yeah, that's true.
It's because she's got a terrible sense of humor. That's why she's laughing. Like, I'm actually setting you up right now.
Is it true that NPs usually have a...
Shotgunet, I have a quick typology question for you. Okay, what type do you think cappuccino is? And for the love of God, who's going through a wind tunnel right now, I want to know because I wish I was there.
Cappuccino. I don't know a cappuccino.
You know, they're literally inside Voice 2.
Voice 2? Dude,
yeah.
I've never talked to that person, I don't think.
Is she an INFP?
I don't know what she is, but she is definitely Cancer to me. So, I
you
just...
wind sound coming from
you
your
talking
side.
about, you talking about star sign Cancer?
So I can go into Cappuccino. I mean, well, not Cappuccino herself, but like
Wait, you're gonna go into
Wow.
Cappuccino. Let's explore this. How do you plan on going inside of Cappuccino,
So
Shotgun?
here, are you looking at this? Hang on. I don't know if I can. I can't make a hand sign to you, but I'm basically gonna make this hand sign. I don't know if you're looking at the stream, but if you look at the stream, I'll make this hand sign, and I will channel myself into Cappuccino's body, and I will vicariously live through her.
Wow.
And
Is
then,
that the power of NA?
yes.
I'm not gonna lie. This isn't that far away from what I would imagine, mature chat to be all about. Anyway,
I feel like
Okay.
the hand gesture that I just made also doesn't help that.
If you think about it, mature chat is basically personality, but with a dick and pussy.
Your stream was
Did you
like
say-
which I didn't get to see it. Were you making a finger in
Please, admin, don't fund me. I said no more.
I was making the Andrew Tate hand sign that he always makes.
Did he say the P word? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
alright. I'm gonna observe myself inside of your stream because apparently it's lagging behind.
Yes.
I'm going to judge and see what my voice
Listen
actually
to your
sounds like.
beautiful, beautiful voice, please.
Oh my god,
See what
no.
you're subjecting everybody
Actually-
else to.
If it's not bad, then I won't keep speaking. But if it's good, I will keep speaking. Actually, either way, I'm going to keep speaking.
Okay.
This is for me, not for you.
So true.
Okay, let me see what this is all about.
That's the good SC inferior right there. The superior one.
Oh.
SC superior.
SC superior.
Well, let's see. They're just gonna have this.
Well, you know,
Kind of
I
zoning out,
never
though.
read about having SC inferior. I know that you're supposed to not care about aesthetics when it comes to YouTube, you know, like, who cares how you look? It doesn't matter because, you know, how you look doesn't actually dictate whether you know something or not, for example. Even though I know this, I can record a video of myself and still, you know, look at myself hypercritically, or like, not like how I come off, basically.
So, first of all, I would like to say that I do care about how you look and how you present yourself. And
I mean-
I won't judge you for it, but I'll get mad about it if you come into my frame of vision and you're all gross looking. But
Yeah, it's disgusting.
yeah, but I won't think you're an idiot. I'll just think you're rude.
I mean, more like in the YouTube context. Think, for example, of C.S. Joseph. Like, he didn't make, in the start of his channel, he didn't make fancy intros and fancy logos and that kind of stuff. It was more like a man taking a walk in the park or driving a car while he talks.
Uh-huh.
And it's not like he wore some makeup or he found the ideal place to record a video necessarily. What I'm trying to say is that if you care too much about how you perform in a video, you'll get nowhere because it will take a lot of work. And if you are new to this, at least, you won't be able to do, you know, the elaborate, beautiful video with good sound and illumination and that kind of stuff.
I suppose.
Okay. I heard
Yeah,
what my
maybe.
voice is like, and I have to say, you pathetic fools. You poor pathetic fools.
I didn't think you did a very good INTJ stare earlier though. It didn't really look like convincing to me.
I was gonna go into I'm gonna go into the Cappuccino chat and see what she's all about. Actually, she's muted, so there's no point in doing that.
Absolutely no point whatsoever.
Hang on. Is she on camera though? Like, let me go check.
Yeah, she's a nice girl. She's interesting.
Like me with this TIing everything. Or at least attempting to.
Oh no, Tumblr.
Well, do you agree? We can now move.
Okay. I don't.
You just wouldn't get it. You just wouldn't know like how to deal with that, you know.
I don't like that chat. There's
What?
shoot. There's too much Tumblr in that chat. I had
Too much
a
Tumblr.
Yeah, I had a
That's
flashback.
amazing.
I had a flashback
Oh.
to my Tumblr days, and now I'm upset.
So funny, what the fuck?
So,
Is that what
so
it's
I
about?
heard, I heard British voices and Dear Evan Hansen at the same time, and I got triggered.
British voices.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Oh,
right.
that's probably Coco.
Praise Coco.
Yeah,
Wait,
Coco's nice. I
but
like
yeah,
her.
whatever
wish it
type
wasn't
Kevin
a man
is, I do want to point out that whatever type she is definitely insane, though. That is for certain.
You just don't get it. You
Yeah,
You just don't get it. With
I
the
am
others.
100% certain. You see, my valid way of testing whether or not what a person's like by poking at them has never failed me before. If I poke at them and they go insane, that's when I realize that they're insane. So
Gaia,
just don't see my level of confidence.
you're so judgmental and mean. Do you know that?
Yeah, so
I will
true.
have-
So true. You should know that.
I will have you know that she first was judging me. She said I was hitting on her. I said I was talking to her. She's like, yes, when you talk to a woman, you're hitting on her. And I'm like, I see.
it's
I hit on my mom all.
Oh, she's.
I hit on my mom all the time.
Guys,
I
I'm
can't
hitting
believe I
all
just
of you
found this
right
out.
now.
Just being in a
So
woman's
wait.
DMs means you're hitting on them. It's actually very true. It's
Wait
an
a minute.
intimate thing.
So I have a question. So if I'm talking to my grandmother, does that also mean I'm hitting on her? At what point
No,
does
because
this end?
you're
Is
not
it all
related.
female?
There's no possibility of relationship between you and your grandmother unless you want it to. Maybe you guys vibe. Who knows?
Jesus Christ.
He's right, I'm
Gaia,
hitting on you
Gaia, do you
all
vibe with your
right
grandma?
now.
No, it's only between
Wait, is
boy
this
and
the
girl, unless you're gay.
Wait, is this the moment when I become
Yeah, it
my
doesn't really
own
count if you're gay.
grandfather? I'm kind
Maybe.
of curious how this works.
Are you making a
depends on your- and depends on
Futurama
your
reference?
He he he.
Look, I'll forget that I said that.
It's all good. It's all good.
I'm drawing this ESFJ right now, and I'm remembering all the terrible ESFJ TE demon experiences I've had.
Well,
What is it?
Can
What
you
was the
want to
experience?
share
DE
one
demon?
of those
How is the
experiences?
DE demon?
That's right. Within the vast majority of my experiences with ESFJs, they are perhaps the most insane type. Actually, INFJ is pretty close too. Not gonna lie.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Well, I just find that ESFJs, when they get really into their TI inferior, are very luxury about it, and it's just like they don't even know what they're talking about, and they're luxury about it, and it's not even in a compassionate way. But to be fair,
Oh, definitely. I understand exactly what you're talking about. I tried talking with a good old-fashioned ESFJ the other day. I was talking to them about the consistency of their logic. They're like, well, excuse me, but you're being really rude and you're not considering my feelings. And I'm like, okay, well, essentially, I don't really know how to say this besides just saying, facts don't really care about your feelings any more than it really cares about mine. I'm sorry.
Cutthroat.
Secondly, just because you're making me guilty doesn't necessarily make me wrong. So those are two things you should probably take into consideration.
It does, though.
And,
If people make you feel guilty, you did so wrong.
what she's basically saying is she doesn't value accuracy.
Basically, no, she values essentially. There's this thing that I see people do all the time, which is, like me, I'm pretty detached from the information I'm presenting. Like, I'll talk to you about whatever, it doesn't really matter to me, but what I notice with other people is that they apparently attach some kind of emotional connection with whatever it is that they're talking about. And then I'm just
Well,
I'm just
how would you
sitting there
call
like-
it an emotional connection?
That's like such an
No,
INTJ thing to say. It's so funny you use
really
the word
is.
apparently.
No, I'm just
Honestly.
sitting there, just kind of going, "Wait a minute, what? You do realize that this is wrong, right?" Like,
No, that's just like
literally
what humans are like. Humans attach like emotions to everything. Like emotions and thought, you can't separate them. They're like literally like not one and the same. They just like perceive the other.
I literally have no problem with actually being able to separate my emotions from like any facts that I'm looking at because I can simply accept it as true or false either way.
I just say there's a trap to fall into where you believe you're objective with everything. Also, emotions have a function. Like you can't really like tread all over them with people. Like literally. Oh, did he just? Oh, someone else.
This is an interesting point. What's the function of emotions exactly?
for you to feel shit.
Some kind of feeling function.
The
I would
function
assume.
of emotions is kind of so the thing about saying what is the function of emotions is kind of dubious, just because when you think about practicality, you're automatically thinking about logic, which means that you are not thinking about emotion, because the emotion is the antithesis of logic.
Yeah.
But you have
Different circuits.
you have to realize though that we would never have the motivation to do anything if we didn't feel a certain way about those things that we do. So that is the point of that is the point of emotion.
Yeah.
Well, then for me, it would just be essentially.
Interesting.
I guess what's interesting.
In a way, you voiced the anti-nihilism stuff because, yeah, I agree. Behind every action, there's emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And so the purpose emotion exists is the same purpose, is the same function for why anyone chooses to live life rather than not live life, basically, to feel shit, like Werdelz said.
Yeah, nihilism is garbage.
Yeah, every time I've ever seen like people talking along the lines of nihilism, they don't really believe that. They just contradict themselves, or it's
wait
like
a minute.
they're just having fun.
I should
don't tell me you're a nihilist.
No, I'm a positive nihilist. Okay, let's get that straight.
It's just, no offense, it's just like all Reddit to
me. No,
I remember
essentially
when I was
look
a
at it
quote
this way.
unquote positive nihilist.
What is positive nihilist?
Essentially, if nothing matters, then that means that essentially you have the ultimate freedom to choose what you do and do not.
Yeah, actually, it's an alright position, but the real truth is everything does matter.
Yeah.
That sounds ridiculous.
Life is infinitely meaningful. You get that in your head.
Why? That sounds like a subjective way of actually looking at it.
There's a reason you're here. There's a reason you're here, being you. Even right now, there's a reason you're here. Get to the bottom of it.
Well, sure, but what you're suggesting is that yours is actually coming first. My suggestion is that my value is what's bringing it to where it is now.
No, it's like your value is like a thing you've created, like secondary to the thing that created you. That's what there is to it.
Oh, are you one of those people that are arguing for like the, what is it called? It's like you never exactly created yourself, therefore everything external. Is it one of those?
Like the mechanism, like everything that supports like what you exist in, is separate from you. So like you're intrinsically a part of it. You can't separate.
What?
That's not predeterminism. That's the collective unconscious that he's talking about.
It's probably too high-minded just to bring up randomly. So I won't.
No. Let me clarify the terms of what you're both talking about. Derek thinks that you're talking about predeterminism, where you actually don't have any free will. You're just influenced by everything around you, and therefore you can't choose anything. But what you're actually talking about is the collective unconscious, where everything is affecting everything else and everything is united. Therefore, there is no distinction between you and everybody else, in a sense, because you are all affecting each other.
I like an extremely abstract sense. It's like probably a state of consciousness that you have to reach. It's like that's true ultimately, but it's not really like.
It's not that simple.
True.
It's not that.
It's not like true for you and me right now. Yeah.
Okay, so the collective unconscious in its essence is essentially kind of like, I guess, our unconscious. It's something that's just kind of working in the background, except the difference is that it's collectively happening.
It's something deeper that feeds in, like something outside of us that feeds in to our like perceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Something outside.
It's everything. It's basically harmony. The collective unconscious is harmony itself. Everything reacts to everything infinitely. It never stops reacting.
Kind of.
Well, I mean, I get that, but I mean, I don't really see how that's dismissing anything that I'm suggesting. I'm basically talking about a philosophy. It sounds like you're talking about some other kind of I don't know.
Like philosophy is like separate from the phenomena, if that makes sense. Like philosophy is like
You need a philosophy
it's
to
like
observe
mental,
the
like
phenomena.
intellectual. You don't. You observe the phenomenon through like tangible experience.
That's ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous.
It's
Like feeling things with your
absolutely ridiculous.
intuition
That makes
isn't
no sense whatsoever.
intellectual
The only
thought.
way how you can analyze and see and more or less acknowledge the world around
Yeah, that's
you
like
is by being able to
you make it up. You make up your mind on something, like you have like a perception and it gets like stored in your mind. That's secondary to the actual thing. Like you make up, that's afterwards, that's secondary. The mental information is not the same as the phenomena that's occurring. You can actually perceive many phenomena with your perception, like not just your intellectual mind. There's like parts of you, parts of your mind that aren't the intellectual thoughts. Like I just say that as someone who has like huge amounts of intuition. A lot of things I just feel, you know.
In all reality, though, until
That's
you actually
secondary
give
to the
it
actual
some kind of
thing.
meaning, it's
Like you
utterly
make up,
meaningless.
that's afterwards. That's
You do
secondary.
understand that part,
The
right?
mental
Because we're basically.
I get what you mean, but the thing does exist without thought. Like a lot of you can go through a lot of life without thought. Like for real, you can actually just live without thinking. Life will actually kind of do it for you.
You
I mean,
like,
yeah, I mean, there's flowers and shit. I mean,
yeah,
like they
that's called being present, dude.
Yeah,
Emptying your mind. You don't have
empty
to be
your
full
mind.
of-
Very healthy to do.
Yeah. Hey, you don't have to be full of thought all the time. It's kind of distracting you from what's really happening.
It's actually a detriment. You don't want to be like, up in your head all the time. There's like other things going on. Literally, the rest of your body like lower down.
Mm-hmm. Did you read?
words are. Wait a minute. Are you a fan of nominalism?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know any of these things. I don't know anything like that.
Okay, basically, it sounds very similar to what you're suggesting. It's
Tell me the
essentially
concept
the
now.
idea that there's things that are outside of the encapsulation of words that we have in order to kind of describe the reality that's around us. It's basically the ultimate metaphysical way of looking at shit.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's not something I can deny, but I'm more on the side of
Words give something a bound. Words give something bounds. Like definitions give something like restriction, like bound. The actual reality of things literally is like interconnected, infinite. Like that's on a grand scale, but it does mean a lot just looking at things like smaller down. And one of the main things is just that, like the intellectual mind is actually very kind of small.
Honestly, we can
smaller
look
than
at
you
it
think.
both ways. It's either we're going to be looking at somebody and we're going to essentially say that, one, if you have a word, you can more or less elaborate and use other words in order to express an idea. Two, you can go ahead and say that those words are just way too restrictive. Therefore, you can basically ignore them and try and describe them using a collection of other words in order to, give birth to a new meaning, or a new quote-unquote word.
I'm kind of lost, but like, yeah, all the words are is like mental information. Like you explaining like a phenomenon or something to someone, it doesn't transmit the actual phenomenon. It doesn't actually transmit like the wisdom, like the experience. Just the mental information, separate. It's like secondary.
True.
It's like truth, like all like philosophy, scripture, like ideology, anything codified, any system.
Well, yeah.
It doesn't mean that it's far from the phenomena. It doesn't mean like it's like massively separate from the phenomena. They're just different things. It's like the word that contains it could never be the phenomena, if that makes sense.
Right, but if you're so to me, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I'm also, let's say that you're on an island, all right? Now, it's either I'm going to be building upon the fucking beach, or I'm going to dive in the ocean where everything's a mystery and wet and all over the goddamn place, and then I try to build camp there. It's just like I can't build anything on nothing. It's too swampy. Does that make any sense?
Sort of.
I mean,
but it's like honestly, it's like the world gives you everything you need, and like your human tools, whatever, gives you everything you need. Kind of like without the intellectual mind, you kind of need the intellectual mind to deal with like society. That's because it's built. That's because it's like built up like through this sort of like literally like collective like systems, like external systems being made. So you do kind of need the mind to like interact with it. But no, just following your animal instinct will keep you alive, will keep you like blessed, like bountiful.
Well, I mean, that's a separate issue entirely. We're talking about like survival on that level. What we're talking about is the integrity of the information that we're dealing with and trying to build upon it and try not to work with purely intangibles, because if you're working with intangibles,
I mean work with tangibles. Like, I understand what you mean. Like, the intangible side of this is like the kind of the extreme, like, ultimate resolution, like these, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're talking about fucking infinity and interconnectedness or whatever. I don't mean that. I mean, like, really what's tangible, like following your own, like, heart, conscience, these things, instinct.
It's funny that you even use the word intangible, Derek, because all these concepts that you're talking about are intangible. You can't touch them.
When I'm talking about it in the sense of like structural logic. It's basically like rationalism. Think of it as like
trying to contain it. It's like, my gut tells me it's like you're trying to contain it within like a system, which is like perfectly fine because that's like what you do. I just like personally find that's like kind of a mistaken way of looking at things.
I think that if I'm just looking at the essence of everything that's around me, yes, I'm basically getting something of an X-ray, something of a shortcut. I'm seeing the spirit of what is there, sure. Yeah. But until it's given meaning or structure, it doesn't mean jack shit. That's what I'm saying.
It's just like a semantic argument. Like, what you're arguing doesn't really mean anything. It's just words, literally. What do words mean? Like nothing, literally.
Explain. Seriously, this is basically why I hate fucking this nominalistic bullcrap. You can't get anywhere with it because then you wind up with this poorly structured logic that isn't even structured to begin with. You can't even argue upon it because everything's so fucking wavy. Because you wind up intertwining
Derek, I thought you weren't attached to concepts emotionally. You seem pretty emotional about this.
You seem so attached. You seem so attached.
You're so emotional.
I am attached
you're so attached to your intellectual mind.
To something being illogical. It's completely illogical. It makes sense.
You're being honest. Yeah.
I know, like, I mean, I'm not saying that your feelings are invalid, because they are. If you feel a certain way about something, it's okay, but...
No, I'm definitely passionate, but the reason why I'm passionate about it is because it still is reinforced by logic. If I have logic, then my emotions are valid. That's the way how it works.
But you do you do feel a way about it, is what I'm saying. So that invalidates... That invalidates what you were saying before, where you're not.
You're letting your emotions validate your position. It's funny. You're letting your feelings validate your position.
Like that.
Your feelings are coming first.
No, that's wrong. It's basically the same thing as me going, well, I don't know. I hate the color pink. By the way, you're pink. And the person is actually pink. Oh, you're wrong because apparently you have an emotion. You see, I believe that's called the fallacy. So just because my argument contains a fallacy doesn't necessarily mean I'm wrong.
I didn't say your argument contained a fallacy, by the way. I'm just saying that you do have an emotional attachment to the concepts and phrases that you use.
You do.
What are you talking about? Sorry, I have
an attachment towards whether or not something is logical or illogical.
You have an emotional attachment to that, whether it's logical or illogical. You're kind of mistaking it for like cold hard logic, cold hard truth. Like the truth that you're grasping is just like, it's like air. It's like literally like mental, like I was saying about like, intellectual thoughts. It's just like mental activity. It's actually like, it's not the real truth. It's like nothing to it, literally.
There's also
Hang
another
on, that
thing.
makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
What are you talking about?
You see, you do realize that what you're presenting is actually literally like
illogical, like some like logical falsehood, like so true.
Well, it's basically the encapsulation of how there's faulty logic here. That's essentially what I'm doing.
What determines whether or not a logic is faulty? Let's get that straight first, so that we can actually be on the same page.
Okay, it's whether or not it's actually consistent and valid. So in other words, let's say that
valid within
itself, or the system that's being used. It could be in the scope. So what we have to worry about here is context. For example, if we're using like different contexts to describe something, we have to have agreed upon terms, and then we look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's say that me and him are talking in completely different languages. For me, 1 + 1 equals, let's say, window. For him, 1 + 1 equals 2. Okay, we're both looking at it, and within the way how our respective systems describes how it works, depending on how it actually is describing things, is going to actually be true within the scope of its own system. The question is how it's applicable, how it's applied, and that's where it's going to be different. Does that make?
Not entirely. So
okay.
How is it applied?
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to have to look at something a little bit different. So let's say that I'm trying to structure an argument, right? I'm trying to present to you, so nominalism, and I'm using my own ontology, right? I'm using my own philosophy in order to describe my thought process. It's the foundation that I'm working upon in order to actually build something. And then when the foundation itself is intangible, it's basically like I'm trying to have an argument on something that's values can essentially change at any point during the argument in of itself. It's a constant flux of just chaos, and you can't really describe or analyze anything. Intangible means that it's constantly shifting, and basically there's no rhyme, there's no reason to it. There's basically no actual pattern. That's what it means.
So when you use the word intangible, you mean inconsistent, not intangible, because intangible
you mean something else.
The senses. Intangible is abstract.
Intangible is phenomena like outside of the senses. Like, does that make sense? Like, does that make sense? You in your human body can experience so many things. Your abstract mind, the intellectual mind, can grasp of things outside the senses, but it's separate. Like, your sense is literally like small, like I'm in my fucking body, rest of the world, and like your mind can grasp literally at like in infinite, like crazy, like infinite concepts, like things like God, whatever the fuck, time, and it's like it's different from the actual sense. The actual like phenomena isn't being, you see what I mean? I kind of lost my point, so I got like thinking about other things.
Yeah, that's the entire problem.
That's the intangible. Everything outside of your senses is the intangible. It's not like an inconsistent thing. It's actually a very consistent. The world outside is very. No. It's not meaningless. It's meaningful.
It's meaningless unless we have a way to give it meaning. If we don't have something,
you're talking about the meaning that you're asking for. The meaning that you're asking for is that like you're asking for it in intellectual terms. You're asking it in like mental noise. It doesn't matter if you have the mental noise of it. It doesn't matter. You could understand. You could know like why you're incarnated, why you're living, every single thing about your life. Sorry, I zoned out. What are you talking about?
Okay, so if you're going off on magical any adventures where it's so detached from reality or basically anything that can actually be categorized, it's so far gone, there's nothing that can actually be done with it.
Oh, what, like except for magic?
Okay. If I start talking about the idea of catching butterflies and them turning into clouds, at what point does this actually grasp our understanding of the world around us?
When it's tangible in the senses.
When it's tangible in the senses. Okay, so we are in of itself limited by our senses. So our way of understanding reality, our way of understanding the world, our way of understanding anything is ultimately through our senses. We can agree upon that, right?
I wouldn't say so.
It's a lot of things. It's like your intuition, your heart, your conscience. These are things that are separate actually from your intellectual mind. Literally like a different part of you.
Okay, when you're talking about intellectual mind,
even dreams as well.
Hold up. Before you go off on that, I need to understand your premise.
Mental activity. When your kind of energy is like up here in your head, you're having like thoughts. It's slightly different from internal monologue is one thing. Intellectual thoughts, literally, it's like start like doing like maths or like thinking philosophy, things like this.
Oui.
It's like the words that come. Like you have like a bit of a power. Like you understand you were kind of blessed with like a bit of like, mental power. more, like mental, like intellectual activity more than most people. But there's like different things you can feel that are like you tangibly as a human in your everyday day-to-day life. Like I say, I've got like a lot of intuition. It's like things I can feel. Other people have it in like many different ways. But there's also deeper things, like deeper, like intuition literally is like connecting you like into the world, like into like you living. And also there's more to living. There's like weird stuff like dreams and
Hold up,
you start going
you're
down that route.
applying hold up. You're applying like values to things that are outside of the structures of logic. I don't.
Yeah, because you have like an attachment to logic, and it's like logic is your.
I have an attachment
that
towards
you're
being able
like.
to actually ground things.
You got it
If
like
don't-
burned in your heart. Like
When
it's
the,
funny.
magic is, when the magic is gone, when the truth is revealed, then there
I
truly
don't
is
know how
no
to.
magic at all.
I don't
Period.
know how to like. I don't know how to like undo this. Like
Well,
maybe you should like
the
find out what
thing
magic is. I don't know.
So the funny thing about this is, you have a subset of things that you accept as tangible, but are actually intangible. But they're so commonly used and utilized by you in your everyday life that you accept
Alright.
them as tangible.
All right, I can give a good example, by the way.
So what I'm talking about here is sort of like structural categorizations. Okay, so like let's take epistemology. Okay, we have
All of
basically the
these
study
things fall within like intellectual thought and mind.
structural logic. Okay, so we got that. Now we can move on over towards I don't know, nominalism. What he's talking about. Basically, it's about the essence of things. It's something so metaphysical that essentially terms cannot fully encapsulate it. An example would probably be like love. Okay, so does love actually fully
You feel
encapsulate
it, yeah. It's separate from love is separate from love is separate from your intellectual thoughts, your rational mind. It's separate. You feel love elsewhere. This is why love is irrational. This is why emotions are
It's
irrational.
intangible,
Like
too.
it is tangible. I just say within tangible. Your senses are tangible to you. You can feel your emotion and love. It's just like it's different. You access it differently. Your mind, your intellectual mind, is very reliable. It's like a fucking workhorse. It's like you can just sit there, bring your mind there. You know what I mean? Can you sit there and like bring love, bring like strong emotion? Some people can, but you know what I mean?
No.
It's like your mind's always there, like worrying. Love
right
is something
there,
that like happens to you to some degree. It's weird.
No,
You can't chase it.
What that sounds like is almost closer along the lines of me just being able to bring up anything at any point, and anybody can essentially do that, or at least I can.
No, I mean your intellectual mind, like your thoughts, the thing you're thinking with, talking with. You can bring that up. Like otherwise, how would you ever like talk to people? You know what I mean? You have an internal monologue while you're walking around. You know what I mean?
Sure, I do.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like a little like, it's like you imagine like a computer. It's like you're bringing up like a fucking like a task, like in the task manager.
Oh, no.
You can always do that with your thoughts. Like you can always like focus in on it, bring your energy up here into your head. You understand that you're feeling it like in your head. Like your emotions you feel elsewhere, like like in your heart. Like does this make sense? That you feel your emotions like in your heart, things like love like in your heart.
Right.
No, I don't. I don't even. I can't even understand that.
Because it can be that way for you too. Literally, just like start feeling like your heart, like feel your chest. Just like.
Oh, you're talking about like physically feeling. You're not
No,
talking
like
about,
physically feeling it will bring you to your emotions. Like you see, you're just all up here. Like.
The world is a crazy place, man.
Well, it's a crazy place.
I feel like I'm now under the impression that essentially trying to talk to you about structural logic versus whatever it is.
I had one thought. I think the key to this is something like, literally, you know, like within like typology, it's like Jung is like a really influential author. You should look at like the type of life he lived. Like not look at his theory and so on. Look at the type of life that he lived. Like how Carl Jung lived. He was basically like shamanistic. Like he'd have like hallucinations on a daily basis. Look up something called the Red Book. It's like he would like induce like hallucinations. Experience like very. He would have like a very like literal conscious experience of like right, like for example, I like randomly lucid dream, right? Just like I never like did any method or like tried, you know what I mean? I never like did any method or like tried to do it particularly. One day it started happening. Now I have like 5 a month, something like that, right? It just happens. I have one like the other day. It's just like walking around. Most of the time I just like try and wake up 'cause it's like so uncomfortable. But I've done shit. I've tried like a bunch of like, you got like a list on like Reddit. I've probably tried like 10. Like it happens all the time. I've probably tried like the first like 10, just trying to fly.
What are you
just up in
even
the mirror.
talking about? Hold up. What are you even talking about?
Oh, sorry. Lucid dreaming. It's like you're conscious awake while you're in a dream. So it's like this. I'm in my body, and then I'm in my dream. I'm in another body, and I'm like awake. It just happens. It just happens to me. You can do it for a method. It's actually lucid dreaming. It's like very easy to access. Come to think of it, I want to preface the thing you should never try. If anyone's hearing this, but I realize now it's going on fucking YouTube. The thing I never want to recommend. Don't do this. Is like astral projection. Stay away from that. Like it's kind of dangerous.
Why?
I don't want to go into technicalities, but really, it's like you're fucking with. It's literally like you're out of your body in the wilderness, fucking with other shit that you shouldn't really mess with unless you're prepared. Unless you're prepared for it and have the tools to know what you're doing. That's what I'd say. Lucid dreaming is completely different. Lucid dreaming is like you're inside yourself, right? You're in like your own little like iteration, like video game iteration. Like it's safe as long as you don't do like dangerous fit shit. Like I got stories. I guess I don't know. It's the point I'm trying to make is that you're tangibly awake, like during lucid. It's conscious. This is like your experience of dream. Like you see what I mean? You're taking. This is another thing that's separate from the intellectual mind. So your intellectual mind isn't running the dream. Like you know what I mean? But it's still like a part of you, like plugged in. But it's like Carl Jung experienced a lot of this, like waking, like he was in conscious, like waking life, like this, and you just like walk into it. Basically, you can see it and feel it and grasp it, right, in a very deep way. Like the guy, it's crazy. Like something called the Red Book is the one to look into. Yeah, I'd say the key to this guy is just like read like 2 occult books. Take a fucking like random generator. It's like occult books, like occult mysticism, religion. Like there, and it's like he'll be open to new ideas, move to the next thing, the thing that's like blocking him. It's just like one attachment, and then you take him like very far. Like he'll because he has like propensity towards like ideas, abstract thinking. He can understand like there's like potential. Basically, he'd take it. But INTJ, it's like the logical. It's like the INTJ. It seems like the fallacy is like they have to like let go of the logical mind to go like deeper into kind of. Yeah,
no, because what you're talking about can almost be on the same level as schizophrenia.
Yeah, because schizophrenia is rooted into something different. Like schizophrenia is just like disordered shamanism, if that makes sense. There's like a proper outlet for that sort of thing. That would be like shamanistic. Like Carl Jung, for example, to some degree, was like fairly healthy. Like he was literally like a very like high functioning person. There's deeper ways to access it, but it's like you gotta follow for yourself. You gotta have your own interests, really.
No,
scientific proof. There is scientific proof. What if I said there's scientific proof? What if I said there was studies? Because there are.
I wouldn't care because I would assume that there.
What if I told you? What if I told you it was real? Like.
Weird. How do you say your name? Sorry. How do you
it's like Werdelz. It's like Werdelz, but just say Werdelz. It's fine. It's like Werdelz, but no one can say it. So.
Wait, can you even hear what anybody's saying?
Yes, you
can.
I'm kind of zoning out.
No,
Werdelz, yeah, funny
Werdelz,
going
you
off
need
on
to.
magical
lots of words.
Werdelz, you are right. You need to be careful with your knowledge.
Yeah, I do because it's like, it's fine. Like I feel like the key is appropriateness.
Appropriate.
I mean, you need to know your audience. Like.
I don't know my audience. I'm just talking into the void.
You're talking into the void.
I literally am. Like.
You are not talking into the void. I am not a void. I am.
Wait, hang on. My attention's with you now. Like, Shotgunette, nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too. It's good to meet somebody else that has a similar.
I don't know what he's doing is basically almost on like the certain.
It's like a natural progression from like the typology.
Oh
it's just
God,
like it's shut
the heck up, dude.
sorry. You can talk. I'll let you. Okay.
Okay, what you're presenting is basically what anybody can do, which is basically just being able to use your imagination. I mean, I could imagine all sorts of things. It doesn't necessarily lead or necessarily will lead to anywhere.
Have you got a mind's eye?
Oh my gosh,
Mind's eye,
dude!
define
Please.
I bet he has. I'd actually bet he has a very strong mind's eye.
Well, everybody has a mind's eye. It just matters whether or not it's calcified. But I would.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, no, I
some
see
people
you,
also
bro.
don't have it.
If I were to sit here and talk about the magic of a light bulb and just then twinkle a fucking abacus in front of it and then just say that over the course of time, numbers and then the influx of every variable that there is will suddenly shift and give an all new meaning. What is that? It's fucking meaningless. That's what that was.
It's meaningless. It's meaningless because you're talking about numbers. It's meaningless because you're talking about numbers. You're reducing it down to intellectual thought. The intellectual thought is meaningless.
The intellectual thought is what gives it meaning to begin with.
Not true. Not true. The thing itself gives itself meaning. Literally, what like the thing you're talking about. You're reducing the whole. You're reducing the whole world to numbers. Is the world just numbers?
No, I'm explaining the world in a symphony, using numbers as a way for people to actually be able to play the music. It's the wonders, the creation, the understanding of it all.
I kind of forget numbers exist sometimes. Like.
The point of numbers is to quantify and explain why the world
because you're trying to quantifying and explaining reduces it down to intellectual thought.
And when you explain things using intellectual thought, you are giving it meaning so that other people can understand.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't give it. They don't. The thing. No, exactly. The thing when you say understand it, literally, you're transmitting intellectual thought, but the intellectual thought is separate from the actual thing. Does that make sense?
Intellectual thought is separate from. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about essentially its essence, right? Its spirit. I can see that too.
It's just like the phenomena. I don't know.
The phenomena.
I'm kind of like losing track. Like.
I'm getting too excited, dude. This is a beautiful conversation because it's like chaos is arguing with order itself. I am very happy that I decided to stream today.
I drank a lot of tea, you know.
What kind of tea did you drink?
I was drinking black tea. It's like literally. I need to brew some more because
that's strong stuff, dude. You better be careful.
Yeah, well, I'm on the other shit too. But anyway, it's lost its flavor now, so I need to like reload.
You need to reload.
Yeah, because I brewed it so much. I brewed it like 9 times or so.
Jesus, it must be so bitter.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who this man is inside socionics. I'm wondering if he's an IE or an...
I'm an INFJ, by the way. Like, I think so anyway. Like, someone actually told me this today. It fits so well. It's uncanny. I thought I was INTP for so long because I'm, like, intellectual and shit. And, like, introverted.
No, that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the way how you're digesting information. Probably in this system you are. I was going along with the idea of you being a socionics IEE. It seems to make sense. Your NE is by far more explosive than mine.
I don't know, like, socionics. Like, I don't really know, like, any of the systems.
The very simple thing is that we would both have NE inside the dominant position. In this system, it might be an I, okay? You might be an INFJ, and I'm just the INTJ, okay? So in other words, you are going to explode with all sorts of NE, which means that it's above logic, which is about its essence. It's about essentially what is there. It's something that cannot be contained by words. That is what an IEE is. Or can be, but they typically focus more on the relations between people. Me, on the other hand, I focus on classifications and rules, and I'm going to be within the scope of what I understand. That's the difference between the two. For you, the argument of, well, unless it has a classification, it has no meaning, is meaningless to you. And I can understand that to a certain extent. But unless it is given some kind of classification, it's basically all just going to be chaos. And then if it's just chaos, then nobody can really understand anything. You can't see its essence. You lose the intangibility. For you, it's beyond that.
Yeah, it is. It's true. You're actually right.
Interesting that you're very, very accepting about this. It's a... Oh, bye-bye,
yeah, I don't know. Someone's messaged me.
But yeah, so, Socionics ENFP. It's frustrating, but also a delight.
Yeah, I can definitely see the synchronicity between the two of you, even though it's very chaotic. Very chaotic.
I'm kind of like zoning out. I'm kind of like disassociating slightly, a little bit sleepy. Just a little bit sleepy.
How are you sleepy after
Sorry,
black tea?
it's like one. Like I just don't notice it. I don't like if I have like a cup of coffee, like one cup of coffee, then it's like yeah, it's. But I don't even starting in black tea makes me drink a lot of it.
I'm still trying to figure out if you're an INFJ or an ENFP because I feel like you could be either
I think
one.
INFJ. I'm not extroverted. I'll say that.
Well, maybe not typically. You might be cognitive transition.
No.
But you're definitely in starter mode right now.
I have like a. Yeah, it's like because you got to ask me questions and shit. I'm like very reactive. I'm kind of like receiving.
Receiving?
Like well, the thing that like seems well like how okay the thing that resonates that someone told me with the INFJ is that I'm like a mirror, right? But I got like a lot of intuition. Like I kind of like reflect back literally like so much. There's so much that I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of perceiving.
I do.
What am I trying to say?
Yeah, you're gonna have to recreate that experience for me because I was not there.
Yeah,
No,
this
I wasn't there either.
this is literally like an NE base with like that's also TI polar.
Oh yeah, apparently no what it was with INFJs, it's like I'm slightly socially autistic when it comes to groups. It's kind of funny to say this because I'm in like a channel with like fucking 7 people right now, but like it's even like this if it's like I'm in a group of 3. I've got like one person who's like one-on-one friend, and then like one other person. Even if they're a one-on-one friend, it's like I have to be friends with like everyone in a group like individually, or it doesn't make sense to me. Like literally, like when I say like social autism, it's like that. It's like an autistic trait. It's like I can't like understand it. I can't like relate. It's like when I'm in like a group like this, I don't know. I don't really get it. literally, I just like my brain. It's weird to me. Like, I guess I cope pretty well. Like, I can still do it.
Yeah, you're just phasing in and out.
For me to be like real friends with someone, I have to know them one on one. Literally, it's like the only way I can. Because it's like INFJ. Sorry, is what I was saying at the beginning. Is like a mirror. Someone. It's just like a big realization. It's like someone told me about this. Apparently, INFJs they're like a mirror. I don't know because I don't know the fucking system. Like you guys probably know more about INFJs than me.
How long have you been here, by the way?
Like 3 weeks.
How you like it?
It's alright. It's just like loads of. Sorry, that was rude. People in here are pretty high IQ, not like naturally.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I love interesting people. People have surprised me with how interesting they are. You know, I made some friends. But I'll say the thing with this server, and it's like I was kind of like on this server for like a very like short while. Mm-hmm. So like literally like in the start like probably the COVID lockdowns. I don't know like people are still around from them, but like. I like doing 2 things at once right now, so I can't even think. I can't multitask. I say that fucking hell. I'm like
there's still
trying to make
COVID lockdowns in Australia. I keep forgetting.
straight. That's so like terrible, honestly. It should not be that way.
It really shouldn't be.
Fucking Australia. Australia's a cool place.
My ex is from Australia, actually.
Was he like a stand-up guy, like a cool guy? They usually are pretty cool. You don't have to talk about any, you know, any fucking...
I mean, I was attracted to him, but we didn't exactly work out, but that was something that couldn't be helped, I feel like. Like, I feel like, he was very, he had a level of respectability to him, but the reason that he broke up with me was kind of weird.
Weird? That's funny.
Yeah. Well, it's because, like...
Was this, like, short term, or was it, like, a really, like...
No, it was short term.
Yeah, fair. That makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
Like it's good at things like that and like amicably, but like weird. Is there like a story you're trying to go into, or like?
Well, no, it's not an inappropriate story. It's just something that I wouldn't expect. But I guess it makes sense on the whole, but it's unusual for a guy to do that.
I'm kind of just like, if it's like, you're okay with saying it out loud? Like you can just DM it to me.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm fine. He basically left me because I lost too much weight.
Because you lost too much weight.
Yeah. Like I was like 200.
That tells me everything.
Yeah, I was 240 pounds when I was with him, and then I dropped down to 190 pounds, and then he was like, "You're losing too much weight."
You're doing it in like America. I'm Euro brain. It's like I can't pounds.
So shoot, I don't know. I was 230 pounds. Let me see.
I want to say like 110 kilos or something.
It's 104 kilos, and I went down to 86 kilos, and I am now 75 kilos, and he's like, "You're really tiny."
He was probably insecure or something. That's like, because that's like a good thing, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's something weird going on there. Yeah. He was either insecure. Yeah, it all comes down to insecurity, literally. I don't know what else I can say.
No, I think you're right. Because he was into bigger girls, obviously.
Oh yeah, the thing also that I'd ask that was like on the table, was he also fat?
Yeah, he was.
There you go. That's why he's afraid of losing you probably, so he probably cut it off.
Yeah.
But like, it's probably a good thing you went through that anyway. Like, also it's good that he saw you as an example. If it makes sense, like. Oh
yeah,
well.
He still tried to stay in touch with me, but we just don't have anything in common anymore. Like.
Yeah, but that also means it just like wasn't meant to be. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you're like crazy hung up over it, but that is like probably a good thing. I mean, maybe what would have happened? No, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah. The only thing is that I just wish I didn't give my virginity to him. I think
that does sting. That does sting. I get that. A lot of girls, it's like that.
Yeah.
You can't be frivolous. Really, you have to actually really like protect that because it's only once.
Well, I mean, I knew him for 4 years, so I was thinking.
Yeah, that's fine then. That's like literally like good judgment. 4 years. I mean, you wasted a while, you know.
Yeah, I tried to. Oh shoot. Hang on.
It's fine. Honestly, being like really candid, it's like a lot of girls really beat themselves up over that sort of thing. It's kind of sad to see. They kind of get a bit, twisted up a bit as well.
Yeah. I think it makes sense. Though. It's a completely different ball game for women when it comes to that.
Yeah, it's because it's like actually meaningful. Like for men, it's like you just like wake up the next day and you're like, "Hey, that was good."
Yeah.
Then you want more of it. Then you're like your crazy fucking high raging ball libido comes back. It's like this is like all men, by the way. Like there's like honestly, like if the man's like even decently healthy, it's like literally like men do think about like sex all the time. It's not like that fucking 1 in 7 thing. It's just like I'm being so candid. It's what the fuck. It's like hunger or thirst. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Like for a lot of men, it's very uncontrollable. Like it's like women. Like I mean, I'm hearing this from like females describing it. But like women, it's like kind of the same thing, but not really. It's a bit different.
Not at all. It's not the same thing at all.
Yeah, like not at all. It's only at really particular times where it's really like important.
I see. Well, I get bouts of.
It depends.
Like, I get bouts of sexual thought, but it's never to the point of I have to screw somebody and it doesn't matter who. It always matters who.
Men, you're just brimming with it always, and it's like you wanna. I don't want violence, but like you have a craving for like violence. Like a lot of men. It's like that also has to be channeled into like literally like masculine energy. It has to be like channeled like fiery.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to really like do some work to like contain it, basically, as a man, or like contain it, or like be able to like channel it into outlets. It's really sad. Like a lot of young men get really fucked up in certain ways with this sort of thing.
Yeah, I know. It is sad. I mean, yeah, it's not nearly as bad for women. Usually, if they're putting on that kind of front, it's just because they want the validation that comes with it.
It is also. So you can talk about it. To talk about.
Oh, I said that validation isn't really worth much. It really isn't.
Yeah, a lot of girls get very mistaken with that because it's also like say it's really bad to say, not bad to say. It's like there's other male groups that would say this with like different judgment, but it's like it's a bit like social media is a bit like a drug for a woman because it's like you can actually like, especially if you're cute, you just go on the internet and suddenly it's like, all right, I know one girl I'm very good friends with. She's insanely cute. She's like idol tier, literally. It's insane. Extremely attractive. She does like lots of like cosplays and shit, and post stuff like that. And it's like she just like shows me sometimes like videos of like DMs, just like scrolls through. It's fucking like so it's crazy the amount of like unhinged stuff that comes her way. It's kind of scary. Also, like, yeah, like it sounds like it sounds dumb. It sounds like I'm being like a pick me. It's like men are creeps on the internet. Like you see it all the time. Like I see a lot of it. A lot of the time, it's just like it's not necessarily the man is like. A lot of the time, it's not like the man is necessarily like malicious, but a lot of times it is. Creeds.
I think they're just out of touch.
Yeah, it's like no, that's like a portion of it. The portion of it is like out of touch. A portion of it is like seriously bad, like kind of malicious and like people wanting to take like real advantage of people and like abuse them.
Well, I mean, I think I mean I know what you're talking about just because I've seen that look in guys' eyes before, and it is really like nauseating to be at the receiving end from that. Like they get way too excited.
You have to be like a really cute girl on the internet, basically.
What look, Shotgun?
What look? Oh, so
yeah.
I mean, there's two ways that I've been looked at, and one is like it looks like they want to protect me, and one looks like they want to like chew through my bones and suck the marrow out of my bones, and it's just
it's like walking around, you get the fucking I would say it.
It's basically when they get that look in their eye, they get way too excited. It's like they just like they're like a heroin addict that's just been offered some heroin. It's been like 50 years since they've had heroin, but they're still addicted.
Like I want to say like what Jolly's saying. It's like naturally, it's like in the appropriate situation, it's actually like really hot, right? To be like someone attracted to you.
The thing is that
not in like random. Like what was funny to me was thinking it's like you could be like walking around in the street or like in a mall or whatever the fuck, and like there's gonna be some guy just like looking at you with like the fucking like they want to fuck you. You know what I mean? Like they're giving you like big eyes, just like looking at you and like I don't know how to do the eyes on command.
Now the more and more I'm listening to this, the more and more I'm starting to think that I just don't have that kind of sex drive that you're actually talking about, dude. I just don't think I got that.
Just eat better. Literally, like fix your diet. Try some herbs.
Dude, I have the diet. I do literally like all that. I just
I mean, you're saying you have the diet, but the diet TM varies from person to person, so you would actually have to verify with that.
Yeah, you got to really like work it out for yourself. What's actually like, because it's a health issue. If your libido is low,
what I've personally noticed is that if I go up to most women, at least definitely more so now, and I walk up to them, I smile, and then I've noticed this more when I've unconsciously found something that I thought was interesting about them. I'll start talking with them, and then what I notice is that they start looking me up and down, and then I get a really uneasy feeling, and then I'm just sort of like, what am I doing? And then I wound up walking away.
And then I'm like,
You should walk up and talk to them.
Why am I like this?
Well,
So you
that
can
sounds
you
like
want
you're
to.
just afraid of their rejection because they're sizing you up and you don't like it.
You should just walk up and be
it's
like, "Hey, I
because
want to
they're
fuck."
giving me no. Like, here's the thing. I know that I look good. It's that I am aware that they know that I look good, and that I just don't like that.
You want to tip? Just talk to them and find out if they're worth it. Like it's just like a tacit like approval that they're giving. Like if they're sizing you up, it's already it's just like a way they give like consent to like go up and talk to them, literally. Otherwise, it'd be very inappropriate just to like go up to a woman and be like, you know, let's go get married or something. Like, just go talk to them and find out if you like them.
No, I literally do. Like, don't get me wrong. I wind up talking with whoever I find is interesting, male or female.
Easier said than done, of course.
No. I literally do that like all the time, male or female. If I see something in that person that sparks an interest,
you're saying it makes you feel icky, yeah. But I feel like the icky.
That icky feeling.
I mean, are they cute? Like.
Well, they might be cute, but at the same time, because it's sort of like when I'm trying to carry on a conversation, and then they're not even really paying attention to that. They're just kind of
why don't you
just sizing me up? Then I'm just kind of like,
why don't you make them your friends then instead? Like, just reject them romantically.
Well, that's what I wind up doing.
Well, that's good if you need them for real.
Right, but the premise that I was trying to cover was that I don't think I have that libido that you're talking about, bro. I just don't have that.
Yeah, you just gotta like, I don't know, it's like, is there like some level of exercise you're not doing? Something like that? Just like add something to your routine?
Let's see.
Maybe it's like, maybe there's also the other thing to consider. Maybe something else in life is burning you out.
Can you listen? Okay, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. 2 ears, 1 mouth. That's to do double the listening than your mouth actually does. God damn.
Well, I got a lot to say.
Well, yeah, but you can have more to say if you actually hear what other people have to say. Basically,
no, but you asked me a question. You asked about libido. You said about the low libido. Like, you want to fix that, or like?
No, I'm just kind of analyzing what you're saying. I'm entertaining the ideas.
Maybe you should be. Maybe you should be thinking about your low libido and how to fix that problem.
I don't really see it as much of a problem. I see it more.
Yeah, like I'm saying, you should. I mean, I guess you're debating me saying you should, but like.
Can you listen? Okay. Do you know how to listen? All right.
Yeah,
I'm trying to describe to you. Okay, so it's called shutting your. God damn fucking.
I've
never seen
You're going off on magical. I'm annoyed because of his inconsistency in logic, his rude behaviors, and then not only that, but he's so bloody insistent upon himself being correct without actually considering anything else. It's obnoxious.
A little bit, maybe, yeah. I can see why you'd be frustrated, yeah.
Very triggering, John.
It's like a slippery fish. You can't grab him.
Yeah, you trying to grab me? I'm kind of sleepy. What? It's like literally, I was giving like one more piece of information, then he got mad. I'm just chilling.
Well, to be fair,
okay.
Well, let Derek, you have the floor. Go for it.
Okay. For me, I'm very innocent when it comes down to relationships. It's generally I like you, you like me, and I'll talk to you, and then I don't even really grasp what's going on. It just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of happens a lot of the time. At least the relationships that I have been in. So you talking about like all these, I don't know, primordial needs or something along those lines is kind of, it's kind of difficult for me to connect with on that level. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at.
I want to see the pictures of the girls that you talk to.
Yeah, I bet you do quite well, to be honest. I bet you do cute ones attracted to you.
Cute ones attracted to me. Let's see.
I'm confused by
It's
the way.
not
I
like
think
I'm
you're
sitting there
right.
taking pictures of each and every single sample and going, this one's showed me the look that I know makes me uncomfy. Here, let me take a picture of this one. I don't do that, Chuck and Ed. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry that my autism has not reached
no,
your
no.
levels of
I wasn't really being literal with you. I was trying to like make a point.
Uh-huh.
There is a difference between getting hit on by a girl that you are not viscerally attracted to and being hit on by a girl that turns you on so bad that you can't stand not taking action.
Wow, you're so smart. What the fuck?
Thanks. I am an ENTP after all. Oh shit, I
Wow.
wasn't supposed to say that.
This is amazing. What the fuck? I love this server. I've been awake like not that long.
Oh. What time
I've
is
been
it
awake
over
for
there?
like coming up on fucking 2.
Oh wow.
Not that bad.
Yeah, not that bad. I go to sleep at 8 p.m.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I
What'd you
know.
do at sunrise?
What do I do in the sunrise?
Yeah.
I go and pray.
Wow, amazing.
I mean, that's just a routine I developed. I mean, I see the sun and I think of God, so I just pray.
Yeah, I see.
Oh
That's
my
just like that's healthy. Yeah, I just like do kung fu.
I'm sorry, there's too much spirituality for Derek here. He's an imperialist.
That's kind of like what you need, like to find, kind of, with all the like mental stuff, because it's like potential. It's like a lot can be developed. Like, you're a really smart guy, for real.
Oh, for sure. He's a fun guy too.
Yeah.
But I think you pushed him into a state
And handsome.
where he's not having fun. Derek.
No, it's because literally, like, all right, okay, literally, it's like directly challenging. It's like core values, right? Literally, like stated core values.
And I'm just sitting here just
go
kind
ahead,
of going, if you are talking over me while at the same time I'm talking, what is the point of me even trying to converse? Because you're not interested in what I have to say. You're interested in what you have to say. So I don't even see the point of conversing.
Yeah, I was kind of interested in your situation. It's just like the one thing you said about the libido, like that can be fixed.
I don't give a shit about that because as far as I can tell, the idea of
it's
acting
like health,
purely
it's health.
off of your primordial needs is basically animalistic and wrong.
You're not-
How about
you're
you
not-
give a
you're
shit
doing it
about
for-
the actual person?
You're doing it for health. No, I don't. I'm not telling you to like have sex or anything like that. I'm telling you, like, get like a healthy sex drive. Like, I don't.
Oh
I
my
don't
god!
Need, I don't need to do that. It's like just like fix your health.
No, you're misunderstanding.
I'm lost. Yeah, I'm completely misunderstanding.
Oh my god. Okay, last relationship I had no problem with that kind of stuff. Period. I just actually had to like the person.
Yeah. Naturally, say if you're asexual, eh?
It's not like I'm a goddamn robot. Son of a...
I'm not
And
saying
it's not
that.
like I can exactly elaborate upon this either, because Jolly's got that finger on the trigger right there, so I can't really talk about it unless I'm immature. I've learned my lesson, Jolly. I've learned.
Oh, thank you, Jar. That's warming my heart. Personally, I feel like I'm being a complete weirdo, so like,
You're fine. I mean,
I hope I'm not being inappropriate.
No, you're not. I mean, it's a good subject to talk about. Just, without going too far, obviously.
Yeah.
But you just moved to mature. We've been walking the line. Okay, let's
Wait, we haven't been talking. Have we been talking about sex? Have we? I guess so.
I mean, we've been talking about
Said the
libido.
S word.
Libido. Oh, I see. Well, yeah, sure. I guess we can go mature.
I'm going
I'll just like
mature.
hop in there.
Wow, why is it taking me so long to... There we go. There we go.
Are they? Can the other people like make it? Are they like in? Have they got like the fucking mature role?
Oh, you have to... Oh, I see. That's why we have mature. We have the special privileges. Yeah, everybody's here. The gang's all here.
Oh,
my
we got
goodness.
everyone. You're in the fucking after dark now.
After dark? I have to go in like 7 minutes. It's almost my bedtime.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's actually like I need to fucking sleep too. So kinda anyway. I don't really have to be up for anything.
Well, you have to be up for your health.
True that.
You need to sink, dude. Have you ever tried grounding?
I have like a grounding sheet, like the sheet that I sleep on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a grounding sheet.
Nice. See, this is why I get along with NFJs, because I for some reason went the spiritual route instead of the intellectual route, like Derek. That probably has to do with my focus, actually.
Or it could just be that he's actually your activator inside Socionic, so he's going to excite you. So there's that.
Oh.
I don't know these systems, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't know he knows the system of Socionics. I don't really
Basically, the skinny of it, you don't have to know the system, but I'll explain it in this terms. Essentially, both of your guys' functions that are always turned on are basically zooming down on the other one's function, and it makes the other person excited. That's essentially what winds up happening.
We're resonating?
That's gay.
That's so gay.
You're literally doing it right in front of me. Sick.
What the fuck? Yeah, you're shocking out. We should be friends. What the fuck?
I am your friend now.
Yeah, we're already friends. We already were. Like, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Shotgun Ed, on the other hand, have more of the benefactor-beneficiary roles, which is going to be different.
Yeah. He's my golden pair in this. Do you know about golden pair, Werdelz?
Oh, in this system, is that true?
Yeah. He is my quote-unquote match made in heaven, but I argue with him all the time.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna fight like cats and dogs. Maybe it's just like me and you, Word. I'm just gonna call you Word. Yeah, that's what you are now.
Word, Michael Jordan, Word. I don't like the way this ISTP is coming out in her line art. I don't like that.
Show me that. I actually need to look at your drawing.
Yeah, I'm streaming right now.
Wait a minute. Jolly, how certain are you that this man is similar to your husband? I'm very curious.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure she knows her husband, so she'd be able to sense the essence of him pretty quickly.
No, Jolly can't sense the essence of anybody. What she can do is make evaluations according to her feelings. Essence is a different kind of problem. Jolly, how certain are you that this man is similar to your husband? I'm very curious. That's pretty much.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was talking with Jolly.
She's not even speaking, dude. Are you speaking with her telepathically?
Yeah, where are you speaking with her?
No, she's inside of mature voice.
No, I know. I was just being cheeky.
Oh, is that chatting mature voice?
Like, I just noticed it.
You just noticed what?
I don't know. Talking with words kind of reminds me of my debates that I've had with a drama, which,
Who might be an ESFJ, might be an ENTP.
This system, it says ESFJ.
Yeah. He used to think he was an ENTP a long time ago. But I told him...
And Chase did too.
Yeah. I started doubting that very early with his regard for the word metaphysics, which he always said with so much disdain.
He said metaphysics with disdain?
Yeah.
He's
like, ooh, metaphysics. Because he's an imperialism person.
That's like not even science, you know what I mean?
Not gonna lie, I can see where a drama comes from with a lot of his arguments, but even I think that sometimes he's a little bit too attached towards it, and I keep on seeing him run into. It's basically the genetics fallacy. He's basically presenting where it all comes from, is essentially going to present the roots or the end cause, basically, I can make the same argument that my great-grandfather was a king, therefore I should be one. But that's not necessarily the case. See what I mean?
Do you think that you shouldn't be a king?
I'd rather not be a king.
Why not?
That sounds like a lot of work.
Oh.
It's a lot of work.
No, it is. You're right.
Plus that, I mean, I'll meme on here on being like king of the INTJs, but in all reality, that's a lot of paperwork. That's like shit tons of responsibility.
Yeah, you don't want any of that.
Hell no, I want to be free.
Suppose so.
When power becomes your prison, then it's not really power anymore. It's just a prison.
Do you feel free?
I feel free. Part of the reason why I'm not necessarily working with CSJ's crew and all that stuff is because I need to be my own thing. If I start becoming contained, then I'm essentially just, I don't know, another lackey. I guess that's what I would be, just a lackey. I'd rather not. I'd rather not have anything essentially skew anything that I have and just be kind of a free voice.
Have you been asked to be a lackey?
Chase talked to me briefly about the idea of that if I ever wanted to make a YouTube channel or something along those lines, that, you know, I think he's presenting this to everybody though, but I don't know if he mentioned it to me or something. He was doing that informative thing. I don't think that he would have a problem with me being a lackey, but at the same time, I don't necessarily think it's a good idea. It's probably better for me to be in the position where I actually am, where I wind up talking with Raka or the mods and then present to them a couple ideas, have my fun, and then kind of disappear and reappear every now and again. This is probably just an overall better position for me. Versus, I guess, joining CSG on his live streams, talking about type, trying to type somebody, talking about theory. It's just an overall better position. You can have other people that would wind up talking to people about that kind of stuff. But let's see. So technically, I can't say that he directly was just like, hey, join. It was more like, hey, there's these opportunities here, 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 here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I'm presenting myself well. I don't want to misrepresent anything.
It's okay.
Yeah. Does this sound accurate, Jolly? Actually, Jolly probably wouldn't know. Never mind, Jolly.
Alright, it's my bedtime. I gotta go.
Alright.
Oh,
99
oh shit, it was super fun.
Huh?
It was super fun.
Yes, absolutely. I want to know what you read. Send me that book, the red book or whatever.
Sure, it's like certainly.
Yeah.
Red book.
Yeah. All right.